Hi everyone, Lisa Haven here, and more information has just surfaced from Wikileaks in regards to Vault 7. Now, I've done a few reports on Vault 7, but if you're not familiar with it, it is a massive leak and dump from Wikileaks where they're dumping files that expose corruption within the CIA. Now, on my earlier report, and I'll leave information below, it's already been verified. I did a report. It's the last Wikileaks titled video, but on that video, I exposed that via their data dump and what the CIA is doing, that they have basically duplicated the NSA just with less oversight. They're copying everything the NSA done, using our tax dollars to do so, and they have duplicated that. Now, in addition to that, we also learned that they have the capability to control your vehicles, all the newer model vehicles. They can hack in, and if you will, they could cause you to wreck your car. Michael Hastings rings a huge bell on that. That's the second thing we learned. The third thing we learned is that they can also implant malware in your computer that can mimic certain malware from certain countries, and specifically from the Russian Federation as labeled in the CIA vault there. And this is something that we also learned on the old one. Now, before I move on to the new one, I want to show you this quick report from Infowars.com titled, "Reminder, GOA found falsely planted malware at Trump Tower designed to mimic ties to Russia. Dovetails with WikiLeaks revelation that CIA can stage Russian cyber hacks." Now, this report is just a quick reminder, but it put out March 22nd, 2017. And here's the thing, when we reported earlier about this WikiLeaks vault and how they can pin a crime on someone, well, this is exactly what is happening, I believe, with Donald Trump and all this crap with Russia. Now, appearing on one of America's news networks on Tuesday, Washington Free Beacon writer Adam Credo dropped a timely reminder that fake evidence was likely planted on servers at Trump Tower to make it appear that the Trump campaign was colluding with Russia entities. And I'm going to quote what he said. "It wasn't well reported. The Department of Justice revealed just last week that, in fact, some of these ties they had witnessed between Trump Tower service and Russian entities, in fact, were stooge." And it goes on to say what that means is that there was malware on some of these computers that were mimicking contact between these entities in what looks like an attempt to put Trump in a tight position, and in fact lead to claims that there was some sort of collusion. The more evidence that comes out, the more we are seeing that these claims were either manufactured or, like officials say today, intelligence was released in partial fashion, and some of that intelligence, as said on the Hill, was dead wrong, the writer added. Now, that is one report proving the legitimacy of what's coming out of WikiLeaks. We have evidence it was planted, and that is what the intelligence community, I guess, have pulled up thus far. But needless to say, they're doing it not only to Donald Trump, but to everyday people. Donald Trump has been wiretapped, is being wiretapped, and in fact, we all are. That is something that also came out with Edward Snowden, and now the CIA leaks, who is not only the NSA, but also the CIA. Well, now check out this next report. This is on WikiLeaks. This is actual where the information came out here. It's on wikileaks.org, Vault 7, and they're titling it Dark Matter. And you can see it was just released today. But it says, WikiLeaks releases Vault 7 Dark Matter. It contains documentation for several CIA projects that specifically infect your Apple Map firmware, meaning the infection persists even if the operating system is reinstalled. It's going to stay there. The malware, the infection is going to stay on your computer even if it's all redone. But it was developed by the CIA's Embedded Development Branch, and these documents explain the techniques used by the CIA to gain persistence on Apple Mac devices, including Macs and your iPhones, and demonstrate their use of EIF and UEFI and firmware malware. Among these, here's just a few of the projects. You can see on the right, these are the documents. We have the sonic screwdriver, the Der Stark version 1. You have 2 portions of that, the Triton and the Dark Sea Skies there. But Sonic Screwdriver, in a nutshell, is a project which, as explained by the CIA, is a mechanism for executing code on peripheral devices while a Mac laptop or desk is booting, allowing an attacker to boot its attack software, for example, from a USB stick, even when a firmware password is enabled. The CIA Sonic Screwdriver Infector is stored on the modified firmware of Apple Thunderbolt to Ethernet adapter. Now, you can see some of these images when you click on that Sonic Screwdriver link there. These are some of the images that'll come up, but it's got the documents full on how it works. And I encourage you, if you guys have time, check through it. Read, see for yourself some of the things that they're actually doing here. They have images and everything. All right, so moving on a little bit in the document here, it goes on to say that Dark Sea Skies, another one, is an implant that persists in the EF1 firmware of an Apple Mac Air computer and consists of, quote, dark matter, CP, night skies, respectively, EFI kernel space and user space implants. Again, this one has another documentation there. You can click on it and get some of the images. But it also goes to talk about Triton, documents on the Triton Mac OS X malware, its infector Dark Mallet, and its EFI persistent version Dare Stark are also included in this release. While the Dare Stark 1.4 manual release today dates 2013, the other documents show that as of 2016, the CIA continues to rely and update these systems and is working on the production of a 2.0, which means they're getting deeper and more intense in these systems. Also included in the release is the manual for the CIA's Night Skies 1.2 beacon loader implant tool for Apple iPhone. Noteworthy, it is that Night Skies has reached 1.2 by 2008. So imagine what they have today. And they've been doing this stuff since 2008 on your Apple phones, on your Apple Mac, on all of your Apple products. But noteworthy is that Night Skies had to reach 1.2 by 2008 and is expressively designed to be physically installed onto factory fresh iPhones, which means it's on your latest iPhone automatically when you have it. The CIA has been infecting the phone supply chain of its targets since 2008. So if you've got a phone, likely it's going to be after 2008. Well, you can guarantee you that the CIA has this infected software on it and the ability to manipulate it. Now that is troublesome. While the CIA asserts are sometimes used to physically infect systems in the custody of a target, it is likely that many CIA physical access attacks have infected the targeted organization's supply chain, including by interdicting mail orders and other shipments, opening, infection, and responding, leaving the U.S. or otherwise. Meaning it's got a wide range of stuff there. So as you can see, the corruption is getting more and more worse from the CIA, the information that we're getting out. Needless to say, truthers who share what Wikileaks is leaking out and are getting the information out, the solid truth, the solid facts, well, we are the ones being censored and targeted. Well, let me say something. We're going to go through thick and thin, and we're going to continue to expose no matter what it takes. Well, thanks again for tuning in to my channel here. And this is Lisa Haven. Also, if you like what you heard, please share it on all your social media outlets. Hit that like button and subscribe. Thanks again for tuning in. This is Lisa Haven signing out.